Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Monday Star Citizen Q&A. This is Jarvis. With me today is Captain Tyler, and we are sitting out here around outside of Yella, looking at a mission to restore uplink. And of course, 3.14 is now live, so hopefully some of you, if not all of you, have had a chance to get out there and try some of the new systems, some of the new things that are out there. Now, one of the things I want to address right off the bat is that I've been seeing a lot of it on the forum boards, a heck of a lot of it. There are a lot of people who are downright furious about the state of ships balance in the game currently. A lot of ships have gotten stronger, some ships have gotten remarkably weaker. And this is to be expected with a change this large. It's going to take them a while to figure this out. So if you're stepping into it fully expecting all these points of balance to be set right off the bat, no. This is, as I said, this is a Gordian knot that they put themselves into, and it's going to take a while for them just to untie it and to get things the way they need to be. But as we play, get more data, hopefully they will go ahead and be able to get those things honed in. Now, I did have Tyler try a few minutes ago the missile operator mode, and I don't know if it's a desync issue going right now, but missiles aren't tracking very well. In fact, I don't see missiles themselves are still, in my opinion, relatively speaking, too short range to be actually effective. It really feels like things fight face to face. You don't get a good angle of attack. Basically, everything closes so quickly that you just in the range of the missiles on the lock. It really feels like a lot of times that you're just, you're just kind of. It's very difficult to get an effective missile use. When I play games like DCS and things like that, missiles are supposed to be long-range weapons, and it really feels like in Star Citizen they're almost like guns sometimes. And with the weird caveat that if they get too close, you can't fire them at all. So it's kind of, they're in a weird place. I mean, I'm glad that they redid the system, but they need to also consider everything else around it, because to me it feels like there's some real issues going on here. Well, Tyler, doesn't look like there's any actual bad guys around here. I thought there might be, said we might be getting under attack, so I'm going to move in closer, and you can get out, and I will stay in the ship in case
It is nice that the Rio has something to do.
It's true. And as more modes come online, we'll start to see more multi-crew functionality, and we'll see things start to come together where actually it may be preferable to have a ship, a multi-crew ship, and be out there flying with your friends. It's really dark here.
Well, several other people that I follow have said how now the multi-crew ships now are starting to show their real benefits to having when you got multiple turrets. Like, say someone's flying a Connie, so you got one guy running missiles, two guys running turrets. It really makes that ship stand out, which was its original intent anyway.
All right, so go ahead and get out there and see if you can fix that thing. There goes Tyler off to save the universe.
I'm probably going to break a leg.
Probably. Anyway, so there was some interesting news this week in Star Citizen. I'm just going to give everyone a few minutes to filter in if possible. And do want to make a comment real quick about the Fallout 1 stream. I didn't do one last week because of the fact that I got basically would work about 22 days without a day off, and well, with one day off, I should say. And so there was something I wanted to do to get ready for the stream, but I got called into work again, so I wasn't able to do it. And basically, I've already started the process. I did it before this. I was working out an hour or so before the stream of basically running around picking up all the books that I want, everything's set up, so that I can basically be ready to advance. I'm going to look for Rad X, so on and so forth. I'm using guides online what towns I need to go to. So I'm running to and fro, doing some shopping, raising up skills, getting ready for the next part of the story. So if you were watching that series, that's what's going on there. And everything should be back to normal this week, all things being equal. And I guess we'll just find out. All right, so while Tyler is doing that, let me go ahead and switch on over to OBS here. And of course, there was two shows this week. There was Inside Star Citizen, and there was the Star Citizen Live. There were some points in Star Citizen Live I want to cover, and definitely some points on the Inside Star Citizen. So I spent a bit of time this morning in a kind of in a panicked rush, doing some video editing to clip out some parts because I got called into work again last night too. So I had the time to do some of this editing, but it turned out that 2 hours of sleep is apparently all I need. So let's go ahead and switch this on over here. All right, so let's go ahead and show some of the neat commercials and stuff they had in 3.14 that's just come out. So I'm gonna go ahead
Yay
and.
for the Taurus.
Oh yeah, yeah, very happy. Very.
Oh, it looks so nice, and I still framed it looking at every model and looking at the Andromeda, the Phoenix, and the Taurus. I'm still hoping that the new windscreen on the Taurus will be on these two other ships. I do like that it's pitched up more, so you still keep the aesthetics of all the pylons, but with it pitched up and instead of bringing that point up versus dead center, it kind of makes the view a lot nicer for the pilot, whoever's on the bridge.
Yeah, there's a lot of ships that when they developed them early on, the struts were in the way. I think the Bengal was one of the worst examples. Like literally, the guy who was flying it was literally sitting behind a pylon, and it was just like that. It was like, wow, guys, really? I mean, he's looking at a bar. He can't see anything. It's this huge
I
bar in the
guess
middle
they
of it.
figure that ship's so big that he's just flying off with the monitors
But
anyway.
yeah, why make it such a way that the guy actually flying the ship can't look out the window in front of him? I mean,
Yeah, but
that's
the
just.
captain he needs dead center chair
Yeah,
because
so he's
he's
looking.
real important.
He's looking at the bar too. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't. He's like, yeah, that was kind of. I know they've gone back and they've readjusted everything, but it's those kind of things. Just like I don't mind having struts. I mean, I played a lot of World War II games, and you get used to planes having struts, particularly when it comes to bombers or whatnot. That's just the nature of it. I mean, it's not everything's a bubble canopy. Though some ships could really use a bubble canopy. I'm looking at you, Eclipse. Or at least something along the lines of not having a big metal plate above your head, uh, for balance reasons. That's a terrible excuse. But remember, it's funny. I think of myself like you remember. I always talk about how that I say that, and I've said repeatedly that your situational awareness or your ability to see around you, look up and down, everything like that, is what I call the hidden stat. It's a stat on a ship that goes beyond just the raw numbers. Your ability to actually to see and to be aware of the situations around you is massively important. Oh, and by the way, I'm running a new codec today. I'm running a new type of setup on the transmission. So if there's any problems on the video, please let me know. I'm trying to make it a little bit cleaner. I'm running it at a higher frame rate. I'm also running it at a different encoding so that hopefully I can get a smoother performance. I was noticing that some of the games stuff that was running were kind of skipping a little bit, and I'm hoping that this will resolve the issue and we'll end up with better all looking everything, frankly. So anyway, as I said, if there's any weird issues whatsoever, please feel free just to tell me. And obviously I can't make adjustments during the middle of a stream, but we can maybe I can do a test stream sometime on Twitch, just trying different codecs or multiple test streams and see what we can get out of it. But so far, according to my preview window, everything looks fine so far. So how's that mission going so far, Tyler?
we have 1 minute to leave this restricted area.
Oh, well, that was good. Are you back in the ship?
Yes,
All right.
I didn't break a leg.
Now we'll go ahead and take a couple here.
I'm not used to being able to go in and out of the ship without getting severely hurt.
All right, there we go. Well, that's good. All right, so that was the sound of my engines firing off there, guys. All right, so Hero, have you been able to play in the 3.14 live yet? Have you had any thoughts about anything that you've noticed, liked, don't like? Let me know what your thoughts are on that, because right now the forums, as I said, are on fire about people talking about ship balance, which of course is a given, as I said, because of the nature of the changes in the game. And some stuff.
I think they covered this when they were asking players, please tell us what your expectations of the ship are now compared with they were,
Yeah, but
and
with no, we talked about this last show, was like
yeah,
without actually any solid goals, without basically
yeah.
saying this is what we're trying to do, and have we accomplished this goal, it is difficult to make an assessment. Yeah, there is a lot of a lot of fury, a lot of fire on the forums, definitely, and I think it'll settle down in time. But you know, It's going to take a few patches, and it may even take a few builds. Yeah, the desync is terrible. I think that had largely. My brother tried missile operator mode, and the missiles
Oh,
were not working very well. I think it had a lot to do with desync. I do like the new scanning, by the way. It looks a lot cleaner than the stupid block
it
boxes.
was very nice though to actually be sitting in the Rio seat
Yeah.
and being able to select which missile, how many, up to four, at least on this ship, be able to fire 1 to 4 at a time. It was sad though. It seems like the combat range, when you finally got in range of the size 2 or the size 3 missile, it wasn't in the combat range for very long. And no matter if we got right on the right correct angle, the thing was telling me too close. Um, then you'd fire the missiles off, and then you'd see him fire off. I'm guessing 2 square boxes, meaning he fired off flares or something, which is great that that's kind of working now. I mean, it makes sense. It's missiles are supposed to be so powerful to have some sort of defense that works. But I think I read somewhere that the being able to select what kind of chaff or whatever flares you're using is is kind of not working.
Yeah, well, those the counters from what I understand, the patch notes aren't functioning quite as expected. Though I have to admit, I
Yeah,
did get multiple missiles fired at me. I was able to ditch every one of them by using the decoys. So I didn't get hit by any missiles, so that worked out really well for us. Because I
yes.
don't think I'd want to be hit by a lot of them in a Cutlass Black. But yeah, there's. But yeah, we expect the desync. We do. We've kind of come to expect that until they manage to get the server meshing. Um,
I mean, Chris Roberts has said he's got an entire crew that's their main goal. That's all they're working on now is getting the
This is
servers to
errata.
sync.
Is it the? It must be. Is that the event? Why does it say errata? 93,000 kilometers away. Is that a player or something? What is that?
It's
What's that?
very interesting that when you're in a turret gun, you see the
All right.
number 250, 250, and it
Hmm.
replenishes rather quickly as soon as you quit shooting.
Yeah.
Uh, and they did say the turrets were going to have a lot more energy to keep firing.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, a lot of people talking about how the turrets need to have more range. It's kind of the same thing as I say with missiles. You have a kind of weapon that's supposed to be a long-range deterrent, and you're kind of stuck almost punching it out with them. And then they have the problem that all the enemy has to do to disable your missiles is just get close to you, which isn't that hard, and you can't use the missiles anymore. So there's a real flaw in their thinking. Like if you're gonna if they don't want you to be able to fire missiles at close range, that's fine, but you have to let those missiles be long enough range that you think twice about even approaching somebody like a freelancer Mish. Like, yeah, he's 50 kilometers out. I don't know if we really want to mess with that because he's got the range, he's got the missiles. He could just chuck missile after us, and that might be something we may want to reconsider. Obviously, if you get close to freelancer Mish, he's going to be at disadvantage because he's not a fighter. But you want to have these ships be able to play off their strengths, what they're designed to do, what they're supposed to do, and it feels like that. And also because of the fact that a lot of times you can't detect ships unless they're like, what, 10 kilometers out, 10, 15 kilometers or whatever. I mean, you can get some that are further, but I mean, like it depends on the size partially, I guess, because that was a TechNet Connie at about 30 or 40. But it really feels like at that range, at 30 or 40, I should be able to lock those size 3 missiles and fire because 40 kilometers is not that big of a deal for any modern day missile. And I don't know. I feel like there's some gameplay missing here, some sort of disconnect on that. Of course, we got to see the little bit of updates on the ship that should imbalance all fighters everywhere, the Crusader Ares, Ion, and of course the one that I have, which is the one with the Gatling. And the name dropped out of my brain because Inferno. That's it. So yeah, basically this ship that was equivalent, we said like something like 100 and something size 1 weapons because of the size of the weaponry on this thing, the size 7 dedicated weapon. This thing is going to be a balance nightmare for
Yeah,
everything in the game, especially because of the Gatling. Now, of course, now they have the ammo is significantly reduced on a lot of ships that have ammo-wise, but this one, I don't see how they could justify that because on the one that's the one that's physical, the side there without the gun is an ammo bin, so the thing should be carrying a wicked amount of ammo, right? So I would imagine that this is one of those things that I have no idea how this thing is going to throw the whole game out of whack. This thing, I mean, I have an F8 Lightning, and I think I'd be more afraid of facing one of these than the F8 Lightning, particularly maybe not the Ion because the Ion is more for disabling capital shit. I mean, I guess if you get hit by it, but I mean the Gatling gun one though is just Bert, machine gun go Bert, and
Yeah.
it's just gonna lay waste to you. Um, so I'm absolutely just well, most players say a lot of things, but we haven't seen how this meets. The rubber meets the road yet on this ship. There's always theory crafting, and then of course, even after you get the ship online and you see it and you play it for the first time, um, even then it could change 6 months down the road. I mean, they could make more adjustments, more balance passes, whatever, and you end up with something that handles entirely different. Uh, like the good example is the uh, no, I just name fell in my head. The Saber Raven. That thing does not fly or act any way like the way it's described when you bought it. Not even in the ballpark. It's clunky. It's underpowered. It's
Isn't that
it
the
doesn't
EMP
it doesn't
ship?
come with the LTI it promised, just 6 months, huh?
Isn't
Yeah,
that the
it's got
EMP
an
ship?
EMT on it. It does, but it's clunky and underpowered, and it's just like I'm not saying every ship needs to be Uber everything, but it doesn't really excel at anything. And you think it'd be like maneuverable or something because it's a very minimalistic build. It's got minimal weapons. You think like okay, so it should be something that's going to be maneuverable, um, and instead it handles like a turd. It's got no firepower, and good luck getting close enough to even use that EMP. The point is that the yeah. We'll be able to solo capital ships along with the. Should it? No, it shouldn't be able to. But that's the thing is that they're scaling on their weapons, and we've talked about this before. That every time you go up, because they started this weird scaling system because of interactive mode, trying to balance fixed in gimbals. So they have like a 50% increase or so on every tier up. Like tier one is tier two is 50% stronger than tier one, roughly, and on and on and on. And when you start going down that road, by the time you get to size 7 weapons, as I said, that it starts the it's like someone said like if you take a penny every day and double it for 30 days, you'll be a millionaire, right? So because you keep doubling, 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 same kind of thing. So when you have this scaling issue, a lot of games when you go up a rank or a size, maybe a slight damage increase and some other bonuses. For example, if you went from size 1 to size 2, you may be like, okay, I do let's say 10% more damage, and I also get 10% more range, and it takes let's say 20% more energy. So you're or whatever, because you get two bonuses and a negative, or whatever. Or maybe it's only like 10%, so it's still a little bit more of a bonus. The point is that it's a smaller scale, it's a smaller incremental growth, and this way you're not getting the leap isn't as big. So because what I'm looking at is when you see these large weapons like this, is that these things are going to pretty much one shot any smaller ship. And this really puts them in a game that's trying to have this time to disable instead of time to kill or time to explode in most cases. A ship like this puts so many people in a situation where they just will not survive a single hit. They are just going to be done, and that's the end of it. And so I own this set, the one with the Gatling gun, because it goes Bert. And I have a feeling that this thing, I take it out to do, any sort of missions against larger ships. It's going to be brutal. It's the third A10.
Yeah,
It's his third
A10
A10 in the
exactly.
ship. Yeah, but the next A10. Yeah, exactly. Originally, the Avenger was the A10 because it had the Gatling gun in the front, and now, of course, we moved on to Super A10. This is like the A20, or I don't know. It's like this is like ridiculous. Um, so it's like they just kind of go off. They kind of went nuts with this. So we'll have to see how it comes out. I'm curious. It is one of the ships in my fleet, so I guess I'll have to do a show with it, and we'll have to do some testing and whatever when it finally goes to live. I think it comes out 3.15. I can't remember. I can't pull the road map up right now. Anyway, so that's that one. Of course, we got a nice update on what they're going to be using for our first actual salvaging ship, because I know we have the reclaimer, but it really doesn't actually reclaim anything right now. Um, so they're
The
going to try
claw of nothing.
claw that doesn't do anything. So right now we're looking at the fact that they're going to try a smaller scale first, handheld, and also of course we're looking at the Drake Vulture, which of course is also like an Eve ship.
Yay,
Eve
Eve
actually made a
ship.
comment about that, like, hey, imitation is a serious form of flattery. Um, But yeah, or it's the Space Combine, uh,
Yes.
and it looks pretty good, like it's coming along. It's actually in the white box phase, so they are moving this one forward. Uh, I'm curious to see exactly what the mechanics are. Hopefully, the mechanics aren't just a carbon copy of mining, because it needs. I would hope that salvage is a little bit more complex than that. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to see the Orion's version of mining to be significantly more interesting than the prospectors or anything like that right now, because basically right now they are they're okay. But the reason I don't like the current form of mining is that when you get server lag or anything like that, you end up with a situation where the rock explodes because you weren't getting proper feedback, and there's a delay, and then boom, respawn. We shoot salvage with a gun, probably. The way that front looks, it looks like it should just be tractor beaming things and pulling it in and be chewed up. But you're right. It might be a tractor. It might be a salvage gun. It might be a series of salvage guns that come out of that. Yeah,
I
theoretically, you can
remember
shoot
the
shutter ships.
original
Yeah, that's true.
pictures for when that ship came out. They looked like a bunch of beams
Hmm.
that shot from the insides of the two pylons that
Yeah,
came out the front, and they shot inward.
I'm not sure. I mean, we're gonna have to see the final implementation. It is. Well, I had this one besides the Redeemer because I wanted to have a mining ship, or sorry, salvage ship that was more soloable. Um, Yeah, Salvage is not going to be a pilot exclusive game loop. I hope it not, because basically the idea is like, if there's wrecks out in space, you can salvage. Like, look, I hear he's in a field of a broken station and all stuff like that. So you can imagine there's some metal out there, right? I mean, you can see it spinning all around him. So it'd be nice to go ahead and be able to take that stuff and use it to bring down some raw resources. I make
We
food, now
have
I eat
made the
it.
joke over the years about day one that the salvaging ships are going to make a ton of money from people taking off in their hangars and crashing,
Hmm.
and that's not counting all the people who are probably going to ram everybody. It's like, oh, look what I did.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
I'll salvage your ships then, buddy.
we'll have to see how this one comes out too. Another ship in my fleet. I hope it comes out well.
It's on my dream fleet,
It's on his dream fleet.
mainly because it looks like my mining frigate.
And of course, I own all the Hercules. So we had a nice little update, a little bit, of not only of the interior of the A2, the bombing bay, but also they're showing how they are starting with. They're starting to test the mechanics of bombing. And of course, that's largely starts off with missiles that do not have guidance. They don't have, basically, they just drop. And they were showing, uh, you know, eventually they want to have some sort of guides. I'd imagine you'd have some sort of way to, uh, to like the way that like in the Gulf War, you could watch them like guide it all the way down to the vents. Some guy's eating a peanut butter sandwich, he gets hit by a bomb. You get to see all that. So that kind of thing. It's like, and they were showing like the physics behind it's kind of interesting because he's gonna do. He does a roll up here and it releases the bombs, and the bombs go like every direction, and you know. And this is another issue, like when we're talking about like the missiles today. I felt like they were having a desync issue. So to me, like if you get these kind of things with desync, I wonder how this is going to affect things once again, because the missiles, like here, the spin is going to release, and you get to see the trails from the directions they're going. Which is kind of cool. A little bit of a death blossom by bombs. But I like how it just that top one, man, it just chucks that one and never land. Um,
That
but
was weird when he did
yeah,
that flat
and
that
I can't.
spin and rolled it and it just
Yeah,
released them all. It's like, uh oh.
I can't help but watch him flying in the atmosphere at a 45-degree angle by yawing, and it just makes me cringe. I watch this. He's gonna hit the ground here, but I mean, it's probably got invincibility mode on. But watching him fly there, man, that 45-degree yaw plus, that always hurts. It hurts my brain. It hurts my brain a lot. Um, I watch the way that the ship is. You're like supposed to be. You want to bank into your turn, but I always see the CIG employees like yawing into a turn, which is like really just it just sets my teeth on edge. It's just like, yeah. It's like you can't play like most flight games like that. At least ones that have any claim to being a flight game. It's just weird. So yeah, looks pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to, once again, I'm still gonna bomb Lorville, so that'll be a fun stream. I'm gonna bring all the pain. Uh, that's my plan, is to get revenge on uh, the people wearing plastic bags in their heads. If they want to wear a plastic bag on their head, I will just put them out of their misery. I'm gonna save them the time because I'm nice like that.
I'm sorry, but I don't even think they're Ziploc quality. I think they're the generic quality.
Yeah, reset bombs upside down. Yeah, that's true. Zero G bomb drop. Yeah, we could have bombers like in that Star Wars movie. Ugh, sorry, that's nightmare fuel. All right, so that was terrible. That was like one of the worst ideas ever. All right, so they did something, and they also tried the Starfarer refueling. It was nice to actually see an arm on that. And this was really cool about this is because they basically got it to work like right off the bat. They obviously they are going to have an arm. Looks like it's right there attached on the underside, which is awesome. It extends. What I don't get is you see the little wing on there. A lot of times that you see that wing on atmospheric versions. It's actually to
Yeah.
help fly. You fly you fly the arm.
Mm-hmm.
And here it's got a wing. It doesn't have any. It looks like it has any articulation. Like, but it's odd that did they put that on there and not know what that wing is actually for? Or they just show you a picture of like a refueling thing and saw a wing and said we got to have one of those on there? There's a reason
I
for that. In
mean,
space, there'd be no reason for that wing to exist, and I doubt you'd be refueling with a Starfarer in atmosphere because it would.
oh, it should be aerodynamic to the
Oh yeah,
tenth
that thing
degree.
that there's no reason you would want to do that in atmosphere with a Starfarer. That would be a nightmare. Oh no. So the idea that I think it's funny. I saw that wing. I'm like, really, guys? I mean,
I mean, being a passenger in a KC-135 that I have been in my past, watching the boom operator actually fly the wing in atmosphere and trying to do micro adjustments to line up with the plane to hook up to the boom. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. He's like, "This is space."
mm,
It's like,
yeah. I
okay.
mean, but you see, like, it's a part you can see as a design feature that doesn't make any sense, especially on a spaceship. And I know it's a nitpicky thing, but a lot of times I have to wonder like if they actually understand the purpose of things that they are applying. That clearly they took an example from real life there, and I just don't think they knew what it was for. Oddly enough, so but they said they got this to work. It worked like first time right out of the gate, and they were surprised they're using the docking mechanics.
Yeah,
So it's awesome. I mean, I'm happy to see it.
they
Uh,
were surprised they got it to work the first time out of the
yeah,
gate too. They were
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Well, this is great
really?"
because I said the other thing about Star Citizen is establishing underlying systems that can be used for other things in the future, which is kind of different because a lot of games, you start off with like a core set of things you can do, and then they have to do expansions where they add. Elite Dangerous is a good example as any. They add stuff later. And then they add it to the game. It's not built with the game initially. It's not part of the core consideration. As you know, like Elite Dangerous has had a lot of pushback, particularly on the FPS module. I think they've lost a lot of people on that. People are becoming very frustrated with the game. The game was not designed to be an FPS, and it's kind of showing, from what I understand. It's not designed to be first person about anything. Everything has felt like these steps of like, how do we shoehorn this in? We started here, and so I mean, I think Star Citizen in that regard, if they do this right, will actually be the champion in the long run by simply setting up a stronger foundation. Yeah, but the thing is, the problem is like you imagine the amount of fuel you would burn while flying in a Starfare in atmosphere if you wanted to refuel in atmosphere. It'd be like, dude, just go to space.
Oh,
I mean, I guess you could land and like try to back the ship up or something. I don't know. I hope you can control this boom arm. Like someone can actually be there to actually align. If a ship, for example, if your ship was out of fuel and you're on the ground and the Starfarer lands in front of you, I hope that you can control the boom arm from the position to actually connect to the ship. As long if you dock close enough, you see what I'm saying. So I'd like that to be a thing because it shouldn't always just be one direction, particularly with the way that these are. If a ship's, it's we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I mean, I'd imagine there'd be a circumstance for that they may have to consider. If not, there's the Vulcan. This is the one that does the drone refueling. In that case, in the atmosphere, at least in a situation where they can't get off the ground at all, maybe the Vulcan would have to be brought in and have to do the refueling. Um, see here. Yeah. It should. Yeah, just basically. In fact, if you want to make it simplify the whole thing, you could just park the ship in space. Um, Yeah, why can't get four boom arms to come out? Yeah, I mean, this is an early
yeah. I was kind
concept.
of
So
surprised how big that thing is. At
yeah,
least have two booms,
yeah. I would
at
think myself they could
least.
have like the long arms on the back of the ship where those turrets are on the other side right there. I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if they had a boom attached to each one of those on the inside or something like that, or even on the outside or something like. But or at least attached. That would be like, okay, our booms are attached to this part that seemingly doesn't have much function. except for having a turret at the end. But now if you stick boom arms on those arms, then it's like, okay, now it has a function. There's a whole boom mechanism attached to those arms. I have 2 of them, right? And the whole thing like slide up and then come down, and then, so that would be pretty cool. I mean, it would give more function to the way something looks, having the form and function looking a little bit closer knit, you know. Yeah, decouple enough. Yeah, you just kind of be tapping it along. Um, yeah. That'd be good. Like, yeah, the ability to go out if you have a refiner ship like the 100 series, being able to transfer fuel, even if you had to get out and do a hose to hose situation,
Yeah, I
that would
actually
be
thought about that on the
really cool because
ground.
they're doing the physics with the cloth, right? It works similar with physics with the hose. You just hose to hose and then dump the fuel to ignite the afterburners. Yeah, well, only if you're trying to get away from reavers, I guess maybe. No, that doesn't work. Actually, that's just when you do the crazy Ivan and then turn on the main engine. Anyway, so yeah, but yeah, then there's the other thing that so this looks good. I mean, this is a good starting point, and I'm getting a spam call here. I'm gonna go ahead and just ignore you. So I shut the ringer off because that's my luck on streams. All right, so go ahead and cut this one out here. My brother's having fun with the turret. All right, are you sure? Are you trying to shoot
I'm just
Crusader?
watching. No, I'm actually shooting underneath it. I was just
Okay,
watching the recharge rates.
I see. All right, so now CIG's added another layer of making it visually impossible to see in the game: drunk flying.
Oh, this was
So
like,
if you
who
thought
said this?
looking through scratches and dirty glass and everything else was a nightmare, now we're going to add the past blue ribbon version of flying, where basically you have erratic flying, which I would expect if you're drunk. Have the controls a little wonky, or depending on how much you drank, the worse it gets. Some games have actually done reverse controls randomly, depending upon. But then they get into this next phase where they go ahead and show you what it looks like when you get double vision. And yeah, this is now imagine doing this with scratch glass and dirty glass. Just kill yourself. I mean, in the game, of course. I'm not
How
talking about
many
real life, but
people
you know
are
what
going
I'm
to be
saying. Just,
sitting there at
just,
Port
just
Olisar are going to notice a ship
yeah.
coming in like
You're
this?
just gonna crash. You're gonna die because you can't see anything. It's another layer of fudge over your glass. So it's like, okay, I don't mind the idea of the drunkenness and stuff. I mean, like that, but I'm like, okay, I see the layers of effects that stack up on that. You get drunk, you got scratch glass and dirty glass, you're dead. I mean, you
I'm
just
sorry, but when I was watching this
yeah.
clip, I was
Someone
like,
spent time to make flight worse. It's like,
I
that's an interesting point of view there. That's a kind of a conceited effort there. It's like, yeah, guys,
just
the flight doesn't
remember.
suck enough yet. Wait, we go ahead to drunk mode. Yes, give that guy a raise. You are team lead. You are team lead, sir. Grab a team. I don't care who it is. I don't care what department it is. Make them work for you. But oh yeah, that's the janitor. Get him on programming. No, whatever. The one
I
is
was sorry, but like in Grand Theft Auto, depending how much you got drunk, how difficult it was
yeah,
to drive a car or even walk. And then when they showed this off, it's like,
yeah.
why in the world are you going to have your character absolutely plastered? And then I'm going to go
Oh
fly
yeah.
my
Oh
ship.
yeah.
It's
Flying
like,
while
what?
intoxicated. Can you get scanned for being drunk? And how do you walk the line in space? I mean, our current EVAs. I mean, you break your legs when you're sober getting out of your ship. Do you just
Yeah.
explode when you try to get into a ship trying to ramp when you're drunk? How does this work? How do you ramp that up? So anyway, so yeah, there you go. Drunk flying. It's all there for you. Um, feel the awesome. Enjoy it. Love it. Embrace it. Yeah. All right, so then we have, of course, the awesomeness. One of my ships coming out. The Redeemer. It lives.
Yeah, it's nice
I know my
interior
Redeemer
shots.
lives. See? Anyway, so this is really coming along. I'm really looking forward to this. Man, this ship is so overdue. This ship is so overdue.
Well,
This
in
is.
Victus Week, they were showing that there was no really an interior in it,
Mhm.
and they've really gone a lot since Victus Week.
Oh yeah. This thing, it looks massive on the inside. I mean, it's just
This thing
golly.
is a flying brick.
Yeah, this thing is and look at that. Look at airlock
Moat
doors at the top of
turrets.
ladders. Hey, there's a ship that's RSI that may actually benefit from that. I don't know what's it called. What's it called? Huh? It's a troop transport. It carries at least the vehicle. It's yellow. Is what I have. It's got the all the what's that called again? I seriously can't remember because I have too many ships. Um, that's the one they had on Citizen. God, I have it. I can't remember the name of the stupid ship. Anyway, the point
It's
is
an
that
RSI ship that's yellow.
it, no, it's sorry. It's a yeah. It's a sorry. It's a
Not the Arco
No,
Gold.
it's not RSI. It's the same guys did the Hornet.
Oh,
Anvil. It's Anvil.
Anyway.
But anyway, so it's the one that there's a troop transport and uh,
Oh, is that the one with keep if it needs like some sort of
yeah, it doesn't have any
shielding or
glass in
something?
the back. There's
Yeah,
no.
as
I'm
soon as you open the
but
door,
here they
then
show
it
the
shuts
ladder and
off.
it's got an airlock on it. So it's like, okay, just do that,
Yeah.
and put glass and thing. We're fine. The ship is sealed. Just do that, please. And it's just like because right now I said you open that ship in events, and this is here it is, simple solution right there, just right there, simple solution. Valkyrie, thank you, thank you, hero. Yes, the Valkyrie, right there. That's a simple solution. Now you can have an airlock on the stupid ladder, and it's like if it's depressurized, it won't open. Simple, simple. And I would like to see that on the Valkyrie. Also, I said glass on the overlook deck, so that it's like, well, we want you to be able to see what's down there. Great, put some glass in front of it. You can still do that. You know.
Transparent aluminum.
But this it looks pretty interesting. It also looks like I'm curious to see how massive this thing. I still have this in my and you still have this in the old hangar, and you can't go up the second floor because the metrics have changed, and your character can't scale it because the stairs are too steep. Um, this is gonna be a nice lighter, like if it's a 4-man craft, if we start getting the server meshing, it's gonna be fun. Like if there's less people on the stream want to play together, this will be a good option for us. So we have I have ships. Obviously, if I'm just playing by myself, I don't need to worry about that. But ships for two, like the Cutlass I'm in right now. In fact, that could be three. Oh, same thing with same thing with the freelancers. Then you've got the actual things with three. For example, well, I guess you could say like a dedicated three could be a Connie if you don't want to use the fighter. That's also a 3-4. This one's a 4, maybe even 5 if you want. So there's a lot of multi-crew ships have like an overlap. Like you can have a minimal and an optimal, and so but it's good. I have these ships that scale up like from 1 on up to 25, give or probably even more than 25. You can probably put more than that in a Polaris. But the point is that like having this kind of scaling means that whatever I'm doing, if we're playing together on a stream or just playing together off stream, that I'm going to be able to pick a ship that's going to be able to suit what we can do together, and I'll have a role. Yeah, yeah. Well, they true competitor no matter. Well, remember they may be showing us the 400 series. I mean, that's what people are speculating. The 400 series from Origin, which might be, if you think about it, if it's between the 600, then you'd be looking at. I would imagine it would be a freelancer size kind of ship. We'll see. Yeah, whatever ship comes out, they'll OP it. It's just how it works. Looks good though. And then the last piece of footage that they had here, and let's go ahead and switch that over here. My brother's going eight poop with the guns. Is of course they gave us a little bit of a preview of another system. Of course, I've been waiting for Pyro, but as we know, they took Levski out and put it back into Nyx, which is where it was supposed to be originally, and they started giving us a preview of the of Nyx that they're working on. So it's pretty much certain now that the first two systems will get expanding past Crusader. Well, Crusader's the plan, but you know what I'm saying. Past the initial system is going to be the Stanton system is going to be Pyro and Nyx. And the geology that they have, the Origin 4 is already out, but just nobody's seen it. So the geology that they have on on these planets looks amazing. It's very unique. The color and texture blending is beautiful. I mean, when you look at this is some of the best blending and coloring, and it looks like sulfur blending. Oh my gosh, this is just gorgeous. This is impressive beyond. I love it. I love it. This is just looks. I just don't have enough words. I love it when colors and everything and these rich colors come together and these contrasts. Not only that, it's the textures. It's the textures. These look. It looks just amazing, and I don't know how high up they are, and what this looks like at closer range. I imagine they're pretty high. Just doing an overview, but look at that. Look at the ribbons of like mountains across the surface of the planet. Yeah, like Wonder Woman's invisible jet is the Origin 404.
Yeah.
So yeah, look at that. I mean, the lighting, the shadowing, the shading, the mountain ridges. That is something entirely new. And it's just gorgeous. So they're getting better all the time on this stuff. As I said, their art guys, I almost have no complaints with whatsoever. When it comes to this kind of stuff, particularly the environments, I love it. and I really, man, I don't know if this is gonna. I think we'll see Pyro first, and I think this will be a short second. You know, like it'll come out much closer. Now I think we're gonna hit the systems are once they get the meshing in and things like that. We'll see an acceleration on new content, new systems even because they have a dedicated system team now. No, this. I think you said this is in engine. This is them. This is their new textures, and this is the planets. This isn't concept. This is them. This is their new. This is the updated planet stuff. So this is screenshots of what they've been developing. So they said they turned the atmosphere off so they could look at the lighting better. So clearly this isn't just a painting. This is their actual in-game engine planet.
Yeah, the color tech is awesome. The
Yeah.
textures.
So, I mean, that's impressive. I think like there's some foliage on that one. The greens on there. So, yeah. We'll see. But you know their planets have gotten better every single time. And in fact, you know, and if they get this, once they get the rivers and stuff, that we know we're going to see in the Stanton system. Looks like vomit. Looks like we're going to see the Stanton system. The planets are going to get another revamp. We know that's going to happen one more time because they're going to be adding in rivers and things. Then, of course, down the road, I can see Chris wanting to have waterfall. You know, Chris is going to keep taking it to the next level, and that's fine. And it's better to get a lot of this stuff taken care of like right off the bat. I mean, like as early as possible, so you don't have to keep going back and revamping and revamping and revamping and revamping. It can get kind of messy that way. Why does it keep saying there's this guy? I have this thing called errata. Is that like a wanted player or something? Maybe it's a bounty. I don't know, but it's like I see this errata name. It's just weird. Do you see that? That's what. Anyway, so anyway, that's that. So let me just go ahead and head over to the beautiful Crusader.
I was waiting for you to say the beautiful Port Olisar PO.
Haha. I don't know. I think it might be a bounty. I think it's because I'm raising up my bounty reputation. Bounty hunter. Where are you going? Is this a spline jump? What is this?
I didn't do it.
I guess maybe. I mean, it's moving at a good clip. All right, we're just gonna let this happen. We're gonna see what happens with this. So anyway, so we had the Star Citizen Live, and it was a PU feature team. And there was a couple things they talked about. Some I didn't think that were really worth digging into too much, but some I think that were worth discussing. Of course, we're looking at a cargo refactor, and that's a physicalization of cargo, meaning that boxes that once they're inside your cargo, whether they're large crates or small boxes, can all be basically be moved around, loaded, and whatnot. They want to basically also give the ability, initially speaking, with the tractor beam, to click them together like Lego, so you can actually snap two to create clean stacks. And eventually, of course, they want you to be able to do that as a character carrying boxes around, and then they have to work on the animations to kind of make that come together. And I'm just assuming this is the widest spline jump that I've ever seen in my life. I have no idea what's going on with this. This is a real... Okay, like, am I just jumping to the sun? That's really what it looks like here.
In Elite Dangerous, you can jump to a star.
This is just the weirdest thing. We're gonna let it play out. Let it play out. I'm curious. We're enjoy the chaos. All right, so cargo refactor is a huge deal. I did have this bug. I thought they would have fixed it by going to live, but the thing is that this looks like though I'm swaying a little bit. See, I'm getting closer to the planet. I'm curious to see. Before it didn't. This happened from like another planet, from Levski. So I'm trying to figure out why. Is it because you just can't jump to Orison? Is that a thing? You just can't. If anything, it's gonna get me around the front, so maybe I'll make it more direct jump. So I'm gonna keep letting it go this way, for now. You know, we'll see. It's like technically speaking, still getting closer. All right, let's go ahead and back out of the jump. Whenever that stops. So yeah, of course, we're looking at the fact that with this refactor down the road, we're hopefully soon we're going to start seeing the get out of the stop jumping. Yeah.
I get this funny feeling where, like, when the
Uh,
on the when Star Trek the motion picture happened and they had that
oh, is that here?
imbalance on the warp engines and it went to that quantum thing. That's what I feel like we're doing now.
Gosh, every ship's got locations. There's something different for everyone. Power off. Exterior. Fine. I win.
You say stop flying?
I sure the ship off.
Oh.
Driving Miss Taylor.
Oh,
Uh-oh. I have no idea what's going on.
I'm still hearing sound effects like we're still in that weird
I
warp.
mean, that does make me more different. Oh, now the games could be. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, the frames. All the frames. I got.
Uh-oh.
I got one frame.
I got
Oh
7.
no. I got the spinny wheel on the desktop. I got the spinny
Oh.
wheel. So I get for trying to. Whoa! Oh, there we go. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, woo! The game is back. The game is back. All right, hold on.
There you go. I'm back in.
Yeah, I see. I don't need them
mechanics.
to develop drunk mechanics because I've already got that. By the way, could they make it so these alignments for these jumps actually make sense? Because the little indicator's way up there. It says I should be centering, and I actually should be pointing. It's dark. All right, so let's try this again. No. Okay, no, not happening. No, no,
Oh, the star again.
no. Stop.
I think you need the navigator.
Oh my gosh. All right. All right. Hold on. Clear route. Clear out, you drunken daffy. Or don't.
I think it's funny they decided they're going to work on drunken mechanics when the flight and stuff are not
Oh,
even
wow.
narrowed in yet. So they're going to why even mess with that right now?
All right, I gotta shut the ship off again. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh gosh! Oh my gosh! What is going? Oh my gosh! Wow! Hold on. This, by the way, the preview you're seeing, the framing, that's not a slow internet connection. That's what I'm experiencing right now. You're seeing it. That is my frame rate. That is the legit frame rate right now. Wow. Okay. No. Power off. Wow.
It's like, oh, I'm getting back in the single digits.
Anyway, while we're waiting for the game to let me do anything. Of course, they have the new Ninetales event going on. One of the things they did bring up is that someone asked, basically, what if you were playing the game and you were on a station, and the Ninetales event went off, and you were on that station? Now the game's going to give me the spinning wheel of death again, aren't you? Anyway, so if you're on the station, and next time you log in, there is an actual, yep, there's a blue wheel of death. You're on the station, and it's completely taken over. I wonder if they're going to have like a version of a pirate jail, like you have right now. You have the prison system, where if you violate a law, you go into a prison. Now they could also use a system to create a situation where you get taken for ransom, right? Like if you log out on a station, and the station gets taken over. Next time you log in, you're like, I'm in a prison, and it's like you have to have like friends pay a ransom to get you out, or whatever. Or you have to escape, like an actual escape but this escape won't get you in trouble with the law. Wow. Well, it is still like bucking me right now. It is really. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I had the spinning wheel of
Wow.
death for a while. I thought the game was going to crash.
All right. Yeah, this is bad. Okay, so let me try this again. Okay, I'm gonna just fly directly to the planet. Just jump to the planet. This is insane, though. I mean, you should. All right, so I guess maybe I want to go. I want to go OM5. I think. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. I was really surprised they didn't fix this issue before this went to live, because the ability to get down to the plant, get down to the city again, is kind of a big deal, you know. I mean, you'd think that you'd want the players to be able to, okay, what's here? Enjoy the assets you're building. Oh, I see what we're looking at here. Oh, that's right. I can't use that indicator. I can't read the mileage of that. Okay, I gotta turn this way. Oh my gosh, there's like no way around it. Like you can. All right, cross your fingers, guys. Oh
It's
wow.
time for a
There's a
drunk monkey to flip the switch.
All right. All right. Am I jumping slightly sideways? Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. Hopefully this works. Is this gonna work? Oh, for the frames. The frames.
Is this like a time travel jump?
Am I jumping? Am I sliding sideways while I'm jumping?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Oh!
I think we have an engine imbalance.
Oh my
problem.
gosh! I don't mind 2D radar. I understand them really well. They're old school, and I get old school. 'Cause I'm old school. Oh, look at that! Magic. Of course, I can't. The frames, all the frames. Yeah, I love the 2D. It's simple. It's a kind of a universally understood concept. Oh my gosh, I got the blue spinny wheel of death again. Wow. I definitely need to work on this. So yeah, that could happen to you. I'm hoping that basically that they do implement some sort of hostage camp for the Ninetales if they do manage to do that. I think that'd be pretty awesome at going the opposite direction. Great. Let's go ahead and couple. Oops, that's the wrong button. There we go. And I don't know if I'm heading towards the city or not. Oh, what I have to do is look straight down. That's just that. Yeah, let's just fall. There you go. There you go. Yep. Well, I think. I don't know. Am I pointing down? I can't find them. I can't
when
tell.
the rivets and stuff start to break and pop inside,
yeah, when things start
that's when
falling
you know
apart.
that we're getting a little too deep.
All right, so they also discussed that they're creating procedurally generated NPCs that not only so they don't want everyone looking the same, but they want everyone to look like that they're tied to the culture or the basically the genetics of the people that are of that planet or whatnot. So there's a familiar theme or look to the people there, which is cool. And they also want them to be persistent, and that's going to be, of course, through the whole Quanta system. And so you'll recognize maybe names or certain people do certain things. Obviously, they can do things like vary their clothes every time you see them or whatever. But they want to have these kind of. This is all part of their idea of having these persistent NPCs that you interact with, that you see over and over again. So I am. There we go. I'm just gonna turn that off because the city's in front of us somewhere. We'll figure it out. And here was a big one. This was the big one that kind of like I had some questions about. Persistent. Oh, so water's running backwards in the glass. Persistent hangars. Now they said that basically initially, and maybe that there'll be a couple different locations or several different locations around the main city or main landing site that people can set as their hangar, and that people will have to share entrances that will go to different places, if you will, like different instances. Now, initially speaking, fine. I get that as a tier 0 implementation. I hope it goes past that because there's a lot of things in the game that are going to be dependent upon that not being the end game. See, they talk about how, well, you don't want to have a house that's way out too far away because it takes too long to get. Says who? Maybe that's exactly what I want. Maybe I don't want to have a house next to the hoi polloi. Maybe I want to have a house, okay, that's out there away from everybody, away from every major landing zone because that's what I want, right? I don't you know, like when I lived in Japan, I didn't hang out with all the other Americans. Why? I went out and got lost in the wilderness. I did all that stuff, right? I went hiking. I did everything to get to not like hang out with all the people that I was already familiar with. So, like, if I have my own place, I'm gonna want, you know, in a game, I want to have my own place in a game. Now, there are considerations like you have ships like the. I don't think they're gonna charge rent if you actually have them as packages. Yeah, yeah. I have so many hangars. The thing is that like you have the Pioneer, which is supposed to be able to put like put habitations down the planet. So you're supposed to be able to pay a guy to come out and put a house down. And I imagine at some point in time a hangar as well. So my question is that obviously the water is really cascading. Really, it's cascading kind of awesome, but at the same time like backwards. Anyway, so they're going to need to make sure that that can't be the end game. It just can't be the end goal, because it's one of those things that the persistence of the hangars and stuff is very, very important. But not only that, but the ability to set that location. Because I think of like they're all around Area 18. The whole planet is a city, and you've got buildings, skyscrapers, landing pads everywhere. I want to be able to just go where I want. I think that's it right there. It's hard to identify sometimes. They need a marker or some sort of like neon sign for where the thing is. But I just want to be able to pick a house on the far side of the planet, away from everybody, apartment, landing pad, all of it, and set up shop. There's no reason you can't, like, okay, we have the spline jumping, right? If you have a coordinate set, then there's no reason you should be able to spline jump over the location where you would want to go in order to, get your hangar. I hope I guessed right. I was guessing here. All right, let's go ahead.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Is I guessing right? Doesn't look like it. No, I did. Yeah, I guessed right. I was looking for the central complex. Yeah, they definitely don't have the signs like at Loreville says, "Land here, moron." Oh, yeah. Well, of course, they also talked about the inventory systems. We were talking about the cargo, the inventory, how eventually, like you'll be able to search by category, and it'll show you basically like if you have those items at a location in a hangar in a ship, where they are, maybe even like I think where they are. It's like if you do own this kind of laser, what station is it on? What hangar is it in? So you should be able to go ahead and arrange inventory. They think they said they wanted to do like a harder search function where you just type something in, but that was right now it's taking too long on the search, so they separated it out by categories. We'll have to see how that all comes together, but we need more solid persistence for that comes an issue. Hey, Renug. I don't know why my text has always got to make everyone come out like super dark blue. I need to see if there's some way I can fix that on Twitch, because it's like the worst color for reading names. It really is. It's pretty terrible. Oh. Okay. Yeah, we used to have one hangar for 50 ships, and the Gray Cat was born. Yeah. There's definitely issues on the patch. I won't deny that. I've been getting along with it fairly well, though.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
I mean, I kind of expect there always to be something. Unless I got some of my... Shut that off here. There we go. So yes, it's a decent amount of information this week, guys, and I hope we covered everything. Is there any? And now I guess I just kind of want to open up the floor to you guys. And as I said, this is a Q&A show. And as always, if there's questions, concerns, or anything you have about Star Citizen you want to discuss, this is a place to voice your thoughts without actually getting banned off the forums, and which is more common than not these days. So just feel free to chime in. But I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover on my notes, anyway. Yeah, I want my Sun Track back too. That was actually fun. So yeah, we made it all the way back. So if you're gonna do spline jumping down to Orison, don't. Basically, do one of the basically jump to the main planet, jump to one of the orbitals, and then jump down from there. It's a little wonky, but you can make it. that can make it. Don't try to do a sort of jumping. Don't set the Orson as a jump point from anywhere else, like as a long-term destination, because it will mess up your quantum drive big time. I need to work on that. A nice place to pay your fines here, so you don't get shot before you even get off the elevator. That's very convenient. It's like, I better pay those off, or I go upstairs and get shot by 50 guards.
That's because they saw it was a Drake ship landing.
Yeah.
Mark switch flashing.
Well, loading everything by hand trolley. I think as well as that you're going to be able to. You're going to be able to. I think we talk about fees and costs of operating. I think that you will have the ability to hire people to load a ship for you. I mean, clearly you're not going to want to. I'm not going to want to load my Hull D by hand. I wouldn't even want to fathom the logistics of that. So definitely, if you were to say if you wanted to save a buck, for example, if it's an Avenger, maybe hand loading is perfectly fine. But if you're doing like for example, my Hercules, right? I don't want to hand load that. I'm paying some dudes to load that up. They got forklifts, they got all that stuff. They're gonna do it, right? Looks like the preview's still running pretty good. I'm trying the new codec, so I think this is you're getting it's pretty smooth. The server's been running really good.
Soundtrack sounds great.
Oh yeah, the server actually running. This server I'm on is running really well. It's just that the problems with jumping to this planet are still present. Same ones I've experienced for a long time since I was doing Evocati testing. So nothing new there. But it's at least I was able to make it back. It's just like doesn't happen that often. Well, I mean, if Shenmue can have forklifts, I'm just saying. Oh, he's getting a drink. Yeah, I want to see the Van Duel back. They're a nice look, there's no question that if you shoot a Van Duel, you're not going to get a bounty, right? And that's the thing is like a lot of times like I'm engaging, I do these missions like says you go out and whatever. It says like you've got to go out and fight this guy for money or whatever. And sometimes you shoot them, you end up with a bounty on you because it just game that goes, hey, you violated the law. It's like, no, you told me to do this and you were the law. So hopefully we get the Van Duel back so we can get some nice like high dollar kills, like just flat out like a commission like kill Van Duel. Like you have the call to arms mission, right? And you can have like a Van Duel version, and like so you're going out there, you're killing Van Duel, you're making money. I'd be fine with that too. That'd just be a good romp, I think. If the desync actually holds and we can not have ships doing weird things. Need to sip there. My throat's getting dry.
The animation for drinks here, not good. It showed my wrist doing a 180-degree bend the wrong way, and every time we went to sip, it was twisting his.
This is going to bug me forever. I should have access to this stupid thing. I should, because my backing tier. I think someone's pointing out like the numbers. Like I'm like one of the top 140 something backers. I'm like, but because I don't have the package that gives me access to the Million Mile High Club, I don't get into it. I'm like, really? I mean, I'm at that level of a backer, and I can't use that door. No one's going to use this thing because there's not enough people are going to be going in there. Seriously, it ticks me off. Because like it's like, oh, I know you have an F8 Lightning and you have all this other stuff, but you can't go into the Million Mile High Club for some reason. Anyway, that's my little, I guess, my little complaint right there. But yeah, so yeah, of course civilians, yeah, they need to be armed because of the Van Duel threat. That's definitely true because they can attack anywhere, anytime. They can come right down to here and start laying waste, right? I mean, you need to make sure that your civilian populace can at least maybe, take out a Van Duel or two before they get shot. Yeah, definitely.
Maybe they've landed because they want a nice space whale plushie.
A second, it's the Whammers. I think it's this way. Look for the car, I think. Oh. Yeah, something like that. So I'm not completely familiar with all the layout here. Skyway Transit. Okay, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Van Duel since like we were on the 2 builds. Before the Vanduul have been gone since they introduced procedural planets. And they said, I'd like to see Vanduul back. I want to see. I want them to let us have combat inside atmosphere, so that we can actually test those mechanics and see how things work. Because in the persistent universe, it's not easy sometimes to coordinate with people to test those things, plus desync everything else. You want to test how the AI handles atmosphere and stuff like that. How does the AI adjust to the different kind of flying conditions? I would really like to start seeing that, where you can basically having dogfights that extend from air to ground and so on and so forth. It's just such an important thing, I think, so they can get their AI set in right. Because as we know from what we've seen in that vertical slice they showed us years ago of Squadron 42, clearly you're going to have opportunities to dogfight in an atmosphere. I hope they're not. But they already had them out a while ago, so they don't have to give us a kingship, but they could at least go ahead and bring back some of the basic level Vanduul, right? They've been updating the ships and whatnot. I don't see why they can't just go ahead and just make it a thing. This place is pretty awesome, though, I have to admit.
Oh, nice effect of the blue lighting.
Yeah, there's tons of places for me to fall to my death. I mean,
wow.
Could I ask for more?
The next shuttle is approaching the station.
Ramp access, 27 million kilometers away. What?
I saw that too. I don't know what that was.
What is that?
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
All right. Anyway, guys. See here. It says still haven't seen the landed assisted landing system or camera, even though we had it before and showed the PIP camera systems working. Yeah. Pirates will be a big threat, definitely. But I think, obviously, as we get towards the wilder sections of space, we should be seeing a lot more Vanduul. I would like them just to throw the Vanduul in just so we can test it. Not because I think that's going to be a normal thing when it's officially a live game. But the whole idea right now, supposed to be in the persistent universe, is testing these things. It is running, guys. Look how smooth it's running right now. I just see a tiny bit of skip on the preview, but believe me, the little skip you're seeing on that preview, which is way better than it was last week, by the way, I'm not seeing that at all. So you have to bear in mind it's running really.
I'm staying
smooth.
in the mid teens.
I've got to be in the 30s or 40s. This is running.
Yesterday I was in the 5 and the 8.
Yeah.
But I think also it's because the weekend everybody was on the server.
I mean, there's sometimes it chugs down just a little bit, like when it's something loads or something. But generally speaking, like once it gets stable, it's smooth. Awesome stuff. Man, I still want to have an apartment on this place. Landing pad, all of it. This is it also has everything you need to start. You can get med kits here, you can get ammo here, you can get weapons here, you can get armor here, you can get a lot of starting zones. You have to piecemeal it, right? You can't get a lot of what you need. This place you can actually, because of the shops and stuff, you can get everything you need to start going at one location. So I'm happy about that. That's another reason I would be starting at this location, given every opportunity. Just so, because I had to rebuy all my clips, as with every major build I had to have. I always had to rebuy my clips, but they had the clips, so I didn't.
They're at the Quickie Mart.
At the Quickie Mart, I was able to buy a large slushy and 1,000 rounds of ammo.
Yeah.
Well, look. I mean, you're seeing there's a little skip on the preview, but I'm not experiencing that. So you can see. For me, it's, and they got rid of the I'm running the clouds on medium, and by the way, the artifacting appears to be mostly gone. There's a little bit in the middle, like right in the middle there, where the light and the pink hit. There's a little bit of a sparkly there, if you will, like where, but nothing like it was on Evil Cody. So it looks a lot sharper. And yeah, wow. Oh, I just had a freeze. Whoa, that was a big one. Oh, that was about. But yeah, this could take more. Yeah, this could take a lot more optimization, obviously. But
yeah, but this is phase 1.
yeah, my brother gets like 7 frames on Orson. He's getting the same problem.
The shuttle is approaching the station.
Yeah, well, as I said, back in the day back in the day, when Lorville came out, you get 5 frames a second if you were lucky in Lorville. In fact, if you wanted to explore Lorville because the frames were so bad, you had to actually land outside the city and walk in, and even then it was chug fest. So that happens like with every sort of major new area, whatnot. You're gonna get like a performance that has to be refined. So Lorville now doesn't handle that bad at all. But back when it first came out, it was like, oh my gosh, this thing sucks. Press F for Levski. Yeah, the NPCs, because once again, there's no server meshing, and there's no basically everything is being handled across every planet and every server on one server. So once we get server meshing, then the server can just handle, like there could be one server handling Orison, or 2 servers handling Orison, and everything can be handed off as needed, and then the NPC should run better. But as it stands right now, you know, the same server that's running this NPC is running the one over on Grim Hex, and that's just this causes a lot of the glitching and the desync and things like that. It's so much data, so much updates that have to be done across such a wide area. And until they get server meshing, by the way, we're probably not even going to see animals, you know, like space giraffes or whatever, because they can't have those additional units and have the system have the game try to control all those units or update them. It's going to be way too much. Because it's already way too much. Well, I think a lot of the issues we get are related to server ticks. So I'm holding judgment and reserve on that until we see what server meshing actually brings to the fold. I'm trying to give them a little bit of leeway in that regards. My concern has always mostly been about the flight model, because that's always been the heart of a lot of what we do in this game, or what we want to do in this game. Like getting run over by a car. You can't get run over with this thing; it just pushes you back. But I think it's funny. I watched this entire cycle. By the way, it picks up a crate. It goes all the way over there. The crane picks it up and puts it right back over here. Yeah, see, look, that just dropped one off, right? And it's dropping the crate right back there. And then that's going to go over there and drop the crate up. It's going to pick that crate up. And by the time this thing gets back over here, it's going to take that crate, put it back on this, and then take the other crate. And literally, the crate, it's just 2 crates going in circles. It's 2 crates. It's 2 crates being switched off back and forth with nothing else than that. Once you take the time to look at the cycle, it's like it's just playing swap with the crates. I mean, I get it. It's just to show an animation or whatnot, but.
Oh wow! Do you see the tarp fluttering?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, they got
my
the well, you've seen the tarp over here hanging over, right? The one over the right. Look at the direction.
Oh, be darned! Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, they've been working on a lot of the cloth physics and stuff like that. So.
Wow.
Yeah, see here. Desync FPS, game breaking bugs, game balance, space combat doesn't suck. Yeah, I can understand that. How do we use the cargo areas in the future? I don't see how it gets to my ship. I think this is just these. I don't think we use these per se. I think these are just to show that they exist. I don't know. You also have these like this door down here, right? I mean, it's possible that sometime down the road you would have to. There'd be like another, like if you want to do a cargo mission, you have to land in a different hangar, like a cargo hangar, and then you could go through like here or something, and then you go to an area with cargo, and just you load your ship up or whatever. It's up to them. It's really only limited by their imagination. You can do whatever you want. They can do whatever they want, you know. But I would like to see the standard hangars and cargo hangars, the kind of thing like, you know, the type of things like I'm just landing here because I'm visiting, and versus the cargo, their hangars like I'm landing here because I need to load all this stuff up. Those guns there. Looks like there's like the guns or something on top of it. Oh, maybe it's not guns, but it looks like it though. Yeah, and these start forcing people to wear clothing in main settlements, get people used to the idea of not wearing armor and a helmet everywhere. Yeah, I would agree. I'm not less guilty of it, honestly. Here, I will appease you. Let's see here. We got. So we go for the undersuit. I'm gonna go with clothing. Undersuit. Or we're gonna take off the undersuit. Eh. Woo! Yeah. Boom chicka wow wow. Okay. I guess I should put some clothes on, huh? All right. So the top hat doesn't work last time I checked. All right. So well, let's see. We're on. Okay, Crusader. So we gotta be respectful here. And I think I got some nice blue glasses here somewhere. There we go. I'll go with a theme. Alright, so. Yeah, it came with I don't think it was subscriber. It might be a subscriber. I think it came with a package from a ship during the Victus week. Let's see here. But I had the blue one too. Oddly enough, the blue one's my favorite color. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, we got to support the home team here. It's important. All right, so some of the subscriber clothing is really not that good. But you know.
Oh my gosh.
Huh.
We're being run over by a vehicle. I couldn't figure out why am I being pushed.
What do you mean
and I
we?
looked over.
You're the one standing getting run over by a vehicle.
You got shoved forward too.
Oh, I didn't see that on my screen.
Yeah, this thing made a U-turn. It shoved us out of the way.
Oh, that looks terrible. All right. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a rebel. That's what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be a rebel. And there we go. It's important. I need to buy more pants. There we go. All right. So there. Contract available. Come see me. There we go. Yeah, Trisket looks like a flasher with dress. Yeah, pretty much. So there you go, guys. I'm a renegade. My jacket says it, so it must be so. Hey, see all these spikes on my coat here? Hog.
Oh yeah, those are very comfortable.
Hog.
So you definitely want someone to give you a around the neck hug.
Exactly. No, it's more of a patron of the Blue Oyster. Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that. In fact, as I said, I mentioned this before a long time ago. The theater teacher at the school I went to was the guy who played the lieutenant. The guy got his head up the horse's butt. You know, the main guy.
Yep.
He taught at my school, and he said they couldn't go through a single year of teaching theater class without some guy going every semester. He said that thing is stuck with him his whole stupid life. He's just like. Proctor, yeah.
I still remember
he taught at my
head
school, and it was just always like every season, every semester, someone would would neigh at him. I mean, this
at the Asian buffet is not too far from university. His Polaroid was there hanging up with other people.
Yep. So imagine that you're like it's been like 20 years, and you still known as the guy at your head up a horse's ass. That's a rule that sticks with you. Oh gosh. Oh, what a legacy. Wait a second, Mommy, what did Grandpa do? Let me show you.
Yeah. Look, it's on the Blu-ray special. We'll just
exactly. Yeah, pirates are. Well, I mean, unless you force them to take their armor off, like you can't like in civilian areas would say you can't. Like you can wear as a Kevlar vest or something. Like you're right though, and like for example, like if you're sitting in a fighter, you shouldn't be able to wear like. I honestly think if you're sitting and generally speaking in a small fighter seat, you shouldn't be able to wear any more than the flight suit. Obviously, we've seen from the trailers they're wearing a bit more than that, but light armor at the most. But they definitely need to have a reason to take off your armor, and I agree because they're doing all this work on cosmetics, the clothing you see from the NPCs and everything all around us all the time. They're the only ones who wear it. It's not that hard to change clothing, but nonetheless, I mean, like why would you wear civilian clothing in a spaceship that could get vented, right? I mean, obviously, but on the ground, like there absolutely should be incentives to wearing, maybe the way that maybe if you're wearing armor and weaponry that maybe that NPCs won't talk to you or interact with you as much, or they'll have a negative opinion of you because you're kind of running around like a militant guy or something. They won't want to interact with you. You may miss out on missions and quests and things like that. So maybe the social clothing would be for like when you're actually trying to socialize and you need to make social connections, and in that case, you would want to wear your clothing. If they do something like that, maybe that would be an incentive. If you want to try to make contacts, like you walk into Crusader Industries, let's just say a Hurston, right? You walk into the Hurston building, the main one. If you're wearing full body armor, everything like that, maybe the guards won't even let you in. It's like, no, you're not coming in here with all that crap. Sorry, we got security concerns. You got to come back, not bearing weapons, not wearing normal clothing or whatever, and you could have clothing tied to like for example, this clothing would not be good in a corporate office, right? You could have this would have like a negative reputation or negative interaction with people because I look like I should be out panhandling drugs in the corner, yo man, or something like that. So the thing is that maybe I would need to have a suit and a tie or something equivalent, and then I would have a better. So they can come up with creative ways to do it, but I think as far as they want to have us wearing social clothing, then maybe they need to have social incentives to make that a thing, at least. What if you want to take your helmet off to hide your identity? Well, I mean, we do have the bags you can put over your head. We just have to find the paper bag version. How many F-15 pilots do you see with plate armor? I'll have to think. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Probably not. Well, yeah, but Grim Hex is a pirate base. Yeah, they're gonna wear armor because no one trusts each other. I mean, it's the whole nature. Like, a bunch of pirates sitting around. Oh, I trust you because you're a pirate. I'm a pirate. Hey, we're all pirates. And that's not how that works. Typically, pirates are not very friendly even to each other. I love that breakdown of that engine. That's so cool. That's one of my
I found out that this side, I didn't realize this because this is only my second time here. If I'm on this side of the display, you can read each part. The other side, I thought it was just some foreign language or something.
It's just called mirror image.
And it was just looking at the wrong way. Like,
that's why I said you need to upgrade from the plastic bag helmet to the paper bag helmet. And once you've got the paper bag helmet, not only are you good to hide your identity, but you're potentially also good for picking up. If you're kind of ugly, maybe you get a chance to get on a date. Could help you. Just saying.
I don't know. The plastic bag, you can steam it up.
Well, I mean, could you also not have plastic surgery where you could change your looks? Or masks? Like you could have cosmetics, like a fake nose, Groucho Marx glasses and mustache kit. Nothing suspicious about that at all. You could do a bunch of different things. Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. Like there's indications when you're if I don't have the helmet on, like I can see, I don't have a lot of the information like in the lower right and stuff like that. Until you get when you get the contacts eventually, the ones that are supposed to be act a bit like a Moby glass to a degree, or a bit like they relay some information. I imagine they'll have an effect that lets you know you're looking through the contacts and not your helmet. So you'll be able to, with the visual cues, know that you probably shouldn't step outside the. It's really hard to read though. It's kind of blurry. Yeah. Well, I mean, as I said, you don't have to have plastic surgery. It could be like a mask, cosmetics. You could have you could have a non-armored version of a mask. Just like a Phantom of the Opera. Cover half your face. Just tell everyone that the Phantom of the Opera is on your mind, and then just kind of go about your day. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You depending on where you're landing or the loops you're landing, you don't have to wear you can wear your civvies the entire time. And besides, do you think your armors can protect you when ships explode so quick anyway? I mean, it's just like you just die like half a millisecond faster by not having the armor on. That's all there is to it. Walk around like Batman. Dude, give me a cape in this game. That'd be awesome. Um, well, he had a blast vest. He did have it was the vest he wore actually was a very light armor, but it's more like Kevlar, light Kevlar. Um, but it wasn't very that didn't cover a whole lot. It was barely defensive at all. But yeah, blast vest is pretty low key stuff. Yeah, civvy armor is what it is. Just like a Kevlar vest, loosely hanging over your shoulders. Anyway, guys, so yeah, unless someone else has something else they can come up with or want to discuss, I think we've covered some good ground this week. I hope to see more stuff come out. And once again, the Fallout playthrough on Thursday. I'm actually, after the stream and even before it, I'm working on doing what I planned to set last week, which was to buy the books and stuff like that and get the Rad X. And I'm going from town to town to town using guides to find what I need to buy and where I could buy it. And so I'm just trying to get ready so I can do the Brother to Steel mission, but then also finish what I'm doing here. And I'm trying to find places that just tell me locations of where I buy things so I don't ruin the story. So then we can I'll pick it up back then, and hopefully, unless they call me into work, I'm gonna try to do it tonight because I keep getting called into work, and it's getting very annoying. So I had one day off in 23 days, and I'm hoping if this happens again tonight, I'm going to. I literally last night I literally chewed the boss out. I ripped into him. I flipped out on him. There was F-bombs that were flying. I kid you not. I was really pissed because he had jacked with my I had to come in again last night. I was mad, and I let him have it. I didn't even care. I was like, you can't expect me to be I'm your dependable guy. You can't keep sending everyone off to vacation and having me pick up the slack. I need time off. So I mean, I'm not gonna swear like on the stream like I did to him, but I normally don't yell or scream at people, but that actually I lost it. I lost my crap. I was pissed. I've been that pissed in a long time. So
Yeah, we were in chat, and all of a sudden
yeah.
he was
I
like,
get a message
"Are
like,
you serious?"
I was like, yeah. I was just like, yeah. I was like, I can't effing friggin'. I was just like, wow. So anyway, guys. So hopefully everything goes. I actually get 2 days off in a row by some miracle this week. I will hopefully get everything set up. So yeah, exactly. You have to rearm at every fight because of a ballistic cam. Yeah, this. They don't. Yeah. Ballistics they don't know how to handle them, from the shield penetration to the concept to the amount of ammo. At least they're playing with projectile velocities, so that's a thing, I guess. I wonder if they will make it so you can shake hands with players actually, so you can like right click on them. They both accept, and then the animation occurs where it's like docking but with hands. Use your docking technology for shaking hands. It's like you have to line up the squares, like that's a mini game. Like line up to shake hands. Lock.
As long as you don't have a bunch of role players like they did at Quark's Bar and Star
Patty
Trek
cake
Online.
animation. There you go. Patty cake with a mini game. Be like lock. Patty, look down. Lock. Cake. Look up. Lock. Patty. Oh my gosh. And you have to use the inner thought system for the entire thing. That's just. Just be like, I know how to fix this. Alt F4. I wonder if I fall through the glass. Nope. Hold F click, hold F click, hold F click. Exactly. I love watching these ships. I mean, I like seeing the concept of the welding and whatnot. It's pretty awesome. I mean, I know that ship will be static like that forever, but it's the imagination behind it. It's the thought process behind it. So
Yeah, shouldn't your name and serial number be right there?
you can't name these yet. The MSR can be named. This one cannot.
Where's
Correct.
my MSR?
Oh, your MSR. Yeah, you have to set the name. Have you done that on the website?
No, I'm gonna say If it's under construction, I want to see it being built. Where's
Oh
my
yeah.
MSR?
Okay, yeah. Well, maybe sometime.
MSR.
Oh yeah, the Hornet, the scrapyard in Lorville. Yeah, that's like the old model too,
Ah,
like the really old model.
I remember that. That was always neat.
Yeah, that's a really really old model too. That's like ancient. There's no, there's no doubt that that's why it's being scrapped.
Yeah.
This is like, yeah, no one wants this anymore.
Hi. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
Look, the landing gear clipping to the wangs.
Yeah, yeah, they've I mean, I tell you what, I want my fate. I just do. But yeah, I guess there's a lot of ships I have that I want that aren't ready yet. But I guess I'll just be happy with the Redeemer for now. You know. All right, guys. So I said they'll be back on a Wednesday to do the Hangout stream. That's why I just play a random game and we talk about whatever. Thursday will be the Fallout 1, Sucking at Fallout 1 stream. I said if I get, I'm going to spend a chunk of time today and tomorrow, uh, the free time, basically building that up a bit, so we're ready to rock and roll on Thursday. And Friday, of course, another Hangout stream. Saturdays are always optional. Depends on what's going on, but possibilities there. I will typically announce any of that on the Discord if I'm actually going to be running a stream that's general or outside the norm. Yeah, I have the skin for the Military Super Hornet. I really want to apply that someday. But on that note, I really do appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out. And we'll see what the news brings us this upcoming week, what the patches fix or break this week as they continue to build out the 3.14 build in the live. Hopefully they can fix that spline jumping issue to this place because that's really nightmarish. Not to mention the massive freeze slowdown when it tries to load this area. There's clearly something there that has to be done, but no, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it being a skin. I don't want that. It doesn't have. They said it would change the body to the military body. It's not gonna have the military stats, but I like the shape better, and I like the fact the landing gear from the core and stuff like that. I want that version. You know, yeah, better view. Exactly. That's the hidden stat. That they said a long time ago that the slight physical changes will make a slight difference in how it handles and stuff too. So especially when you deal with side distance fields, it'll make a difference. The equipment won't be awesome. Won't be as awesome. It'll be still civilian equipment, but nonetheless,
Makes it easier to get your ice cream like the commercial.
exactly. The wife has needs. You know.
Yes.
You know, she's on her fourth pint of Haagen-Dazs, and we haven't hit lunch yet. So I have to get the wheelbarrow out and bring her to the kitchen. just, I need more ice cream. Fine, honey. I gotta go through pirate territory again. That you know, okay. If you have to go through pirate territory in an asteroid field, get shot at by 2 ships to get your wife ice cream, you have won the award for whipped. I'm sorry. You have the Oscar for being the most whipped man in the universe goes to the Hornet pilot.
Think of all the money he spent on
On
rearming
ammo
and
and
fixing
stuff
the ship.
like that. Shoot those
Oh,
guys.
just for
Like
ice
first
cream.
it gets her freaking ice cream. Yeah, I was there where it died because of pregnant cravings. Well, what if? Here's the worst thing. What if she wasn't pregnant? Was she just like, you know, just give me some ice cream, or you know, or I'll divorce you, or something? Yes, dear. You know. Anyway, yeah, I keep thinking about that commercial like that. That's either he really loves her, or he's like totally like the most, like, I don't know, p-whipped guy ever in the history of the galaxy. Yeah, imagine what it's like 900 years from now.
Yeah.
He said too many.
Oh,
Oh,
30K?
wah, wah. He said too many cucks in society today. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
30K.
I got a purple thing in the. Okay.
I did too. Where's that purple thing come from?
Why is the music changed now? It's really weird.
Oh, it's loud.
Yeah, it's really loud. What the hell was going
music?
on?
This is new.
Yeah, it's like suddenly the disco music kicks out. Like, oh yeah, your game's frozen. Okay, let me fix this real quick. What can we do here? What can we do here? I can do. There we go. Okay, so anyway, guys, on the note of the game no longer functioning, it's kicking us back to the main menu, which I have to close the game anyway for that to work. I blame the Pongo cluster. Yeah. On that note, I think we'll go ahead and wrap everything up. So that was a server's natural hint telling us that I think we should wrap the show up because a 30K is best K.
Yay.
Yeah, stay at 30K window logs, best music there. So, but anyway, guys, thanks for coming out again today, and we'll see you when we see you. And I believe there's probably gonna be enough stuff for next week. I hope. Cross your fingers, cross your toes, and I hope I get 2 days off. And you can cross your fingers and toes for that too, because I'm desperately need some rest.
I'm missing some toes, so what do you want me to do with that?
Yeah, you don't even try. You don't have half your left foot. All right, all right.
I can't cross any toes.
No, he cannot. All right, everyone. Catch you next time. Thanks for coming out. Ja, matane.
Yane.